welcome back to Pearls and Ivy. It's me, Sarah. I am on a mission to create my most magical life, and I'm taking you all with me. So, a few videos ago, I shared with you 3 of the things, habits, negative thought patterns that I am letting go while staying at home. And since then, I have cleared out a lot. Besides what I'm going through personally on this life-changing journey, add into that the fact that the whole world seemed to be going through some sort of intense collective grief, and I was feeling a lot of that too, and it was a lot to process. Fortunately, making the choice to let go of busyness, unrealistic expectations, and fully release my past allowed me the space I needed to work through some intense emotions. And just this Monday, I felt a shift. I felt a little lighter, I felt more energy, and felt ready to move back into a place of joy and inspiration. So today I'm going to share with you all the 5 things that I am reclaiming while staying at home. Besides giving me time to work through some shit, staying at home has given me so many blessings in the form of things that I had lost. Parts of myself and my life that had previously been forgotten or just ignored or neglected. Basically, I'm becoming more clear-minded about what it is I don't want in my life and remembering what it is I do want. But enough jibber jabber, let's get to the list. Number 1, play. I have always been a child at heart. I used to get made fun of all the time because I acted like a kid all the time, no matter what age I was. I was always playing, singing, goofing around, talking in funny voices. It's just who I am. It's how I've been. It's how my family was. We just love to play. And somewhere in recent years, I just forgot how to do that. I got so caught up in responsibilities and things that I felt that I need to do or should do, that I just lost sight of the joy that comes from playing and the release that comes from just being silly. And while we're staying at home, my family and I have been finding so many moments just to play. Getting down on the floor and coloring with Rowan. A few weeks ago, we painted each other's faces. It was so fun, and just breaking out into spontaneous laughter, spontaneous dance parties. It's lifted my spirits. It's kept us laughing, and it's reminding me that work is not the most important thing. I'm choosing to reclaim this blessing in my life. Number 2, rest. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I don't know how to relax. I don't know if this has always been the case. I don't think it's always been the case, but it's gotten worse. It got a lot worse over the years, and rest is something I just have a hard time doing. In fact, I don't typically rest until my body forces me to and I get sick. If I'm not going to my regular day job, then I'm working at my second job, or I am up at all hours of the night making crafts for an upcoming fair, or I'm working on a commission for a friend, or I'm performing in a play, or I'm singing in someone's show. It never ends. I don't know how to chill. I watch my husband sitting on the couch playing video games some nights, and I just feel resentful. Poor guy, he's not doing anything wrong. He's just making clear what I struggle to do. I couldn't sit and play a video game for like 20 minutes. But now there's a lot less to do. There's a lot less ways to busy myself, and I've already decided to let that part of myself go. And since then, I have been reclaiming rest. There's been a few days when I'll go outside in the backyard. I'll just sit there. I'll just sit there and stare at the trees, and it's magnificent. I've been coming out and relaxing in my hammock so much more. I have been taking naps with Rowan. Whenever I put her down for a nap, I'll find myself dozing off too, and sometimes I'll just stay there for as long as I feel I need to. I'm still working on going to bed at a decent time. That seems to be my Achilles heel when it comes to resting. I think it's just because being at home with the toddler. You don't get a lot of me time, and so the nighttime is my time, and it's hard to give it up. But I have to remember that part of me time and taking care of myself is getting proper rest. So going to sleep is not abandoning my me time, but it's part of my me time, because I need to rest. We all need to rest. We're all going through so much mentally, physically, emotionally. Our body needs strength to get through it. We need to rest our mind. We need to rest our hearts. We need to rest our spirits. And so I am reclaiming rest as a part of my life from this moment on. Number 3, creativity. I've always been a creative person. When I was a little girl, I was always performing, playing dress up, putting on shows, singing, dancing, doing arts and crafts, painting things. I just wanted to make stuff. It's part of who I am. I need to create. Unfortunately, in the past few years, I sort of lost sight of creativity for creativity's sake, doing art for the sake of doing art. I started a fairy wing business years ago. And though it's been fun, it's been really fun, unfortunately it sort of skewed my mindset when it comes to creativity, and I started to only see the value in creating if it could be monetized in some way. I started looking at all of my creative passions. How can I monetize them? How can I use them to bring in income? And I lost the fun of it. I lost the joy of just expressing myself creatively. And again, using my poor husband as an example, he is a true artist. He is an absolutely brilliant artist. You should go check out his work at Johnny Hanover Arts on Instagram. He doesn't have much, but what he has up there is beautiful. But he is constantly creating, and with no purpose, with no goal to sell anything, with no goal to be the next great successful professional artist, but just for the love of doing it, just because he wants to. And again, just feeling resentful, like, oh, there he is, just making stuff, just crafting, just making beautiful art with no intention to sell it to anyone. The only reason I was feeling this way is because I was projecting. I was bitter at myself for the fact that I had created this space where creativity was only connected to making money, that creativity was a business, and I was mad at myself for getting trapped in that, and I resented him because he was able to enjoy just being an artist and I couldn't. I found my creativity again. Most of that has come in the form of just decorating our house. I have always loved homemaking. I've loved cooking. I love interior design. I love taking an old piece of furniture and making it more beautiful. Rowan and I took a cabinet that houses a lot of her toys, and we just painted it a beautiful bright yellow color. I've been rearranging furniture, and I'm doing it just for fun, just because I want to. Believe it or not, I actually have been coloring. What? Number 4, freedom. I know that sounds strange. I know that doesn't make much sense, because what do you mean freedom? We're all stuck at home. We're not allowed to go anywhere. We're not allowed to do anything. Besides the fact that we can't really go anywhere, a lot of what I'm doing is actually pretty similar to the life I'm trying to create. One thing that I crave in my life is freedom. What I mean when I say that is the freedom to choose what I do with my time. And that's exactly what I've got right now. I wake up in the morning and I have no real obligations besides taking care of my family. I set my schedule for the day. I set out the goals that I want to accomplish, and sometimes I accomplish them, sometimes I don't. I have the freedom to wear what I want. I have the freedom to just hang out in the backyard and listen to music if I so please. I have the freedom to relax, to create, and to just be, which is something I haven't had in a very long time. I have always been bound by other people's schedules, by overcommitting myself to too many obligations, and never having that free time, never having the freedom to choose how my day goes. Much of this is governed by my child, but that's fine. I chose to have that baby. I knew this was part of the deal. I'm still considering this time a reclamation of my own freedom. Someday when this is all over, I hope to have the freedom to go and travel and explore and have adventures. That's all part of who I am. But for now, I'm going to enjoy just having the freedom of time at home. Number 4, and probably the most important thing that I am reclaiming while staying at home, connection. This encompasses many things. Last year, when I was so sad, I was so disconnected from everything. And it took me a while to realize that. And since then, I've been working on reconnecting with a lot of parts of my life, but it wasn't until we got stuck here at home that I really took hold of my connection to everything. What is everything, you say? Well, firstly, nature. I'm a fairy, guys. I consider myself a little fairy creature. I love to be in the trees, and I love to be swimming in a lake or a river. I love the grass and the flowers, and it brings me peace, it brings me calm. And since we've been staying at home, I have really been reconnecting with nature. Whether it's just hanging out in my backyard, we finally got our vegetable garden going, and it's been so rewarding to get my hands in the dirt and connect with the earth and connect with that essence of life and growth and abundance. Occasionally we'll take a little field trip to one of our local nature centers. Some days when Rowan's been going a little stir crazy cabin fever, we'll get her out of the house and we'll go for a little hike in the trees, in nature. We look at animals, we throw rocks in the river, and it's so calming for all of us. It's a wonderful reminder that life is still going. Even though we're here at home and there's a lot of stress and a lot of uncertainty, life is still going on. There is so much beauty in this world, and we only need to go outside to remember that. Also reconnecting with other people. I don't know if you know this, but anyone who's ever been depressed or dealing with a lot of anxiety and sadness, the last thing you want to do is hang out with people. I avoided going to so many gatherings and events and parties for dear friends of mine because I was afraid of having the conversation. I was afraid of the moment when somebody would come up to me and say, "Hi, how are you?" And then just the inevitable, fine. Just the floodgates just opening up just by a simple question. Because that's where I was in my life. That's how I felt. I was so sad, and I didn't want to bring that around people. I didn't want to share that with anybody. I was afraid to address it myself. I didn't want to bring it to anybody else's doorstep. But now we're here and we're at home and we're all feeling so many things. We're all feeling sadness. We're all dealing with depression and anxiety. And we're all talking about it. And it's amazing. I mean, has anybody really realized what this whole thing has done for just the topic of mental health? I have never seen so many people talking about their feelings before, and it's beautiful to witness. I have been having some of the most beautiful conversations with people. I've had people reaching out to me and talking about their feelings. I have been having conversations with friends where we're getting real about stuff, and we're lifting up each other and supporting one another and letting each other cry it out, and it's absolutely stunning to see. And It has brought so much back to my life, so much back to my sense of who I am in this world and as a culture, as a human being, and it's just freaking great. I've also been reconnecting with Source, with Spirit, with God, with the universe, whatever you want to call it. I am so connected. I feel more connected now than I have been probably ever. And that's not due to any strict, rigid meditation practice. I actually have found that trying to stick to a strict, rigid meditation practice, it just puts too much pressure on the situation, and it actually increases the anxiety and the stress about it. And this shouldn't be a stressful thing. It should be easy. It should flow. And so I've been finding moments throughout my day when I can connect, whether that's just 5 minutes where I step out in the backyard and I take some deep breaths, or just a moment in the kitchen when I'm making dinner and I notice my mind is drifting off into some dark places. I'll just catch it and bring it back and remind myself that I am fully taken care of. I am supported. I am finding trust again. I am finding my faith again. Remembering that there is so much more to this existence. There is something so much bigger than all of us, than all of this, that is calling for us to plug in, to get connected, and to remember the truth of who we are. Which leads me to my most important connection, and that is to myself. And I'm probably gonna get choked up about this because this is the connection I needed the most. This is what I had lost so much of over the past couple of years. Forgotten myself, forgotten who I am, what I'm here to do, what is my true nature, what do I truly want in this life. I had just stopped asking those questions, and it had gotten so clouded and so cluttered by just this world and everything in it. And there was a lot of time spent last year when I thought I was going through a legitimate identity crisis. I didn't know who I was anymore, nor did I think I would ever figure that out. And since having this time to reconnect with myself, the image of who I am is becoming so much more clear. My light is shining brighter. I can feel myself. I can see myself. I can even see the bigger picture of myself, who I am becoming, who I am meant to be. And it has brought me so much hope and filled me with so much strength and power and joy and just, it's so good. It's so good. And I feel like fucking Elsa. It's me. I am Elsa. Elsa is me. I might make a whole video about my personal emotional connection to Elsa, to Queen Elsa of Arendelle. Anyway, and that is a huge part of the energy that's around right now. The energy that's surrounding this time. So many of us are, for lack of a better word, stuck with ourselves right now. And that can be very difficult and really mess with our emotions and our mental health. But we are being guided, we are being asked to recalibrate, to shift our priorities and get back to who we truly are, what we value at a very simple, basic, and very personal level. Many of us are getting real and realizing that we don't like the way our lives have been going. We don't like the way that we've been living it. We're getting real and we're asking ourselves, whether you're conscious of it or not, your heart, your spirit is asking, what do I really want in this life? And I'm not talking about crap like luxury cars and big extravagant vacations and designer clothes and crazy mansions. Although, you know, that stuff is fun, and if that's the stuff that you want, then go for it. Have it. But right now, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about core values, virtues, ways you want to feel. Without the many distractions of the old ways, as I'm calling it, with imagining that money is not a thing and this was just your life. How would you want that to look? What would light up your heart? And how can you lean into that more? And even more to the point, how can you lean into that with more love and more trust rather than from a place of fear and pressure? Like, oh, I want my life to be this way, but it's not this way, and I have to make it this way, or I'm gonna lose it. No, just this is the time, friends. This is the situation, and it calls for a different energy, a peaceful, grounded energy, a nurturing, loving, relaxed, and playful energy. And I just want to interrupt myself for a moment and be clear that this in no way is to gloss over the fact that this is a very serious issue. But it's so important to understand that you can be focused on enjoying your life and you can feel good. You can make the best of a situation while still acknowledging that that situation is shitty. Yes, we are, as a collective species, being asked to nurture ourselves, to get to the core of who we truly are, to remember our true nature. So take some time for yourself, wherever you can, whenever you can. Find little moments throughout your day to observe and ask yourselves, what are you being given right now? It's very obvious what's being taken away and what we're losing in this moment. But what aspects of your life have you been missing that you're now grabbing hold of? What are you reclaiming? Please, as always, this is a discussion. Let me know down in the comments below. I would love to talk to you about this. And again, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. This is a difficult time, but it can be a beautiful time. Let's make it beautiful. Let's make it so. If you liked this video, please click that little thumbs up button. Subscribe, share it with a friend if it's something you think they would like to hear. I love you. I hope you have a beautiful day. Find your joy, reconnect with yourself, reclaim your life. I love you all. Okay, bye.